What's up, everybody? Chewy89 coming at you today, and this time we're talking about chapter One Piece chapter 10 1030. It's my second time recording this video because in the first one that I uploaded, there was some static noise from the background. I got to get that figured out in the meantime, but now it's not there anymore. So, take number two, reviewing One Piece chapter 1030. If you guys could do me a favor, like this, like the video, comment down below, give me your thoughts on the chapter. Wonderful chapter. I'll just get it out the way. 5 out of 5 for me. Phenomenal chapter. We got a lot of stuff happening, a lot of moving parts, and a great way to we had a great ending to this chapter. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Anyways, guys, we start the chapter off with Apu and X Drake talking to each other, talking about a team up. And right now it looks like Apu has 3 numbers with him, which is amazing, which is a bolster to his crew by any chance, but you know, with all things considered, it's really nice upgrade. Dude, those numbers are no joke. So right now he's with those 3 numbers, and he's talking with X Drake in some room somewhere in Onigashima. We have not seen Apu and Drake in a long time. Last time we saw Drake, he was trying to help out the Alliance after being discovered as being a traitor to the Beast Pirates and all that stuff. I think they found out he was a part of the Marines too, or whatever the case may be. So we haven't seen them since then. Right now they're talking to each other, and they're basically just Apu's trying to form an alliance. He's like, look, if Kaido or Big Mom go down here, you know, we can pick up the scraps and we can do what we need to do and just, you know, whatever, you know, work together and take care of this. You know what I'm saying? So Apu's like, we can work together. We're the ones that can take down Kaido. We team up, we can do this right now. And it seems like to me, Apu must know that. I think Apu knows that X Drake is, you know, part of the Marines and all that stuff. So right now, X Drake just makes a point like, look, it doesn't matter what happens here. They're gonna come and pick up the scraps, meaning the world government. They're gonna be here and they're gonna be fresh and they're gonna fucking pick us apart. You know what I mean? So like, in X Drake's mind he's like, I don't think there's a point of us forming an alliance. I think we're screwed no matter what. The minute this battle culminates, well, not him specifically. He is a part of Sword. Granted, I don't know how many people know that. But he's basically saying like the government's gonna come here and that's it. I mean, this is done. This is a wrap. Like Wano's a wrap. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. We'll figure it out. And of course, you know, X Drake doesn't trust him because of his past alliance and all that stuff with Kid and all that, and how he betrayed them. And I would be cautious too. Good on Drake. Let's see how this unfolds. All we know is that Apu has 3 numbers, and we don't know what he's gonna do with them. That's it. And we'll see what happens from there. Very interesting stuff there. I didn't think we would get anything with that. We did. So one thing I love about Oda, he never leaves a stone unturned. There's always something that we didn't see or that he's working on, basically. You know what I mean? Every time in his arc, every time I read an arc or finish an arc, I feel like he covers all his bases. I didn't even think this was a base to be covered, but he does it anyway, right? We haven't seen Apu and Drake in a long time, and he's talking about it right here. So let's see what happens with that. Next part of the chapter is we got Usopp and Nami going up and basically clearing up the floor. You got Usopp shooting out his little fire bomb or fire blast, whatever the hell he does with his slingshot or whatever. And so he's basically clearing up the floor and they're moving up. They're going up from the first floor to the second. So they're trying to get to the main floor, you know, to get together and you know, be there for Luffy when all this is said and done. Well, as that's happening, they see legs running across. And the minute I see this, I'm like, those are Kinemon's legs. And my thinking is like, Oda, you're doing it again, right? You're doing it again. You're finding a way to try to keep Kinemon alive. And I'm like, Oda, it's okay to kill a character. It's okay. You don't have to pell everybody. You don't have to pell everybody. But I'm thinking Kinemon still kicks the bucket here. My opinion is that when I first saw this, when I first read this, I kept thinking in my head, okay, what if it's, I have a feeling that there's something stupid here with Law's ability that, you know, like before the battle, they all got together and Law's like, listen, what I could do is partly sever your limbs or something like that. If something were to come off, it's not the end of the world. You're not dead. You know, my ability will cover you, basically. That's what I was thinking, right? I was like, if it's something stupid like that, some asshole, I'm like, come on, Oda, don't do this to me, right? We find out later what it was, and what it was is Law earlier in Punk Hazard cut him, but didn't fully put him back together. So Law's effect is still in play here with Kinemon when his body got cut. So really interesting stuff there. You know, it showcases the power of Law's ability too. And Law, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Like Law and Kid, That's some really cool shit going on. So right now, Kinemon's torsoless legs is running around trying to find somebody to help him or whatever the case may be. Of course, Usopp and Nami find it. They're saying it's Kinemon, and they hug. Usopp hugs the legs, and he basically sees all the blood all over the legs. And he's like, "Oh my god, this isn't good." Like, he's basically bleeding to death right now. So right now, but they can hear Kinemon talk. They can't hear Kinemon. Kinemon can't hear them speak, is what I'm understanding here. So they can hear Kinemon speak and all that stuff. And basically, Kinemon's telling them, "Hey, listen, I need you to come save Kiku. She's on the verge of death. Come and save her, please." Like, come, basically leading them to Kiku. Basically, is what Kinemon's gonna do here. So after, what I'm thinking is after this, after Kinemon gets there, and I think once they see them, I think from there Kinemon will die, and I think Kiku will live. I think some of the scabbards will live, some of the scabbards will die. I think that's what will happen. I think Kiku will be the one living here after this. So basically, that's all that's happening there, and we cut to where Kinemon and Kiku are as he's speaking. And right now, they hear a transponder between Kanjuro and Orochi. Basically, Orochi and Kanjuro talking, and basically Orochi telling Kanjuro what to do. I need you to do this for me for the Kurozumi clan, and like have your final act basically here. And one thing about Kanjuro, he's always wanted like this dramatic like end. You know what I mean? And it looks like he's gonna get it here. And Kanjuro is a tragic character. He really is. He's of course he's a part of the Kurozumi clan that was shunned or whatever happened between them and the Kozuki clan back in the day, and he always has that burden on him. And he basically played a role, an acting role for 20 years with the scabbards, and basically befriending all these people, and then at the end betraying them and all this other kind of stuff. What a tragic character. And he's doing this all for Orochi and for the Kurozumi clan, and Orochi doesn't give two fucks about him. We all know this, okay? Does not care about him at all. And basically Kanjuro at this point, he draws something, basically his final act. He draws like this huge fire monster, and is basically that monster's basically heading towards the weapons that are in the basement. Of course, Orochi knows where it is, and from there, that's where it's headed. And once that thing touches all those weapons, the whole island is just gonna explode. And right now, we do have Yamato heading there trying to stop it, and we'll try to get rid of the weapons. And then we have this monster heading towards weapons, so we're gonna get some crazy crap there. So all that happens, and of course, you see Orochi in a room talking to Kanjuro through a transponder, and he's ready to go. He's like, he's got all this treasure, he's got all this money just lined up sitting here, and he's waiting for Fukurokuju to meet up with him so they can take off and get the hell off this island and just leave and just watch everybody die, basically, and just go live somewhere else lavishly. So that's Orochi, just utter scumbag. I personally, for Orochi's end, I have two endings for him. One, he's sitting there, Hiyori comes in and just stabs the hell out of him with her dad's other sword. Or two, now this will be crazy. Two, the ending of this arc is happening, and Kaido gets defeated, right? They don't get rid of the bombs, right? The fire monster's on its way towards the bombs. Kaido gets defeated. The island is like maybe 100 to 200 miles away from Onigashima, or 200 miles past Onigashima, or whatever the case may be. Luffy defeats Kaido. The island falls. Everybody's like, we need to get the F out of here, right? We need to get the fuck out of here right now. Everybody leaves, and Orochi, Kaido, and just a whole bunch of other people are just still on the island, and it falls and explodes, and basically everybody gets obliterated. So I can see either of those two happening. I would love for the second one to happen, because that would be epic. That's the way Kaido dies. He just explodes on Onigashima along with Orochi, which could happen. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below on that. I might talk about that later. Let's see what happens. So as that's happening, the fire monster is going around. Momonosuke is starting to create the flame clouds and all that stuff. He's trying to slow down the island before it gets to Onigashima, because a lot of bad things will happen. A lot of people are going to die. And as this happening, as Orochi's doing his monologue, what I love about this chapter, we get a page of all the events that are happening right now. One of the ones that's the scariest to me is CP0. CP0 is on their way to get Brooke, on their way to get Nico Robin right now, and Brooke is the only one there to protect her. They need help. Robin needs help, like right now. CP0's on the move to go get Nico Robin, guys, right now. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know, but that's exciting. We get Marco doing Marco things. We don't know what he's doing there. Maybe Marco comes by and helps. I don't know. It's possible. We got the Kappa doing his things. You got Kiku's brother just shooting guns, and then we got a really cool picture of King and Zoro blocking an attack. We got Sanji and Queen going at it, and Sanji blocking an attack, and we see Luffy and Kaido just like doing attacks towards each other and fighting. And then from there, you know, we get Orochi explaining, hey, listen, the weapons are in the basement, etc. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna meet his end here. I just don't know. It's either he always gonna stab him, or he's gonna be trapped, or he's gonna get stabbed. He's gonna blow up on the fucking island. One of them, or both. Who knows? And then from there, we get the best part of the chapter. Yamato's on the way to the armory. He's on the way to the basement to get rid of the weapons. And next thing you know, we see Inokoku's sovereignty. And it's Big Mom doing a huge attack, and we see Kid's body, you know, inside the metal mech that he's in, or whatever, from the metal that he's collected, and basically gets blasted out of the building. And then from there, you see a great silhouette of Big Mom, just like, dude, I'm about to kill you. I'm gonna kill you dead, and you're the first one that's gonna go. Like, you pissed me off enough. So she's on their way to kill Kid, and then from there we get a backstory, or I'm sorry, a flashback between Kid and Law, and Kid's asking Law if Law's awakened his devil fruit, and he says yes, but he says he doesn't like to use the only time he would like to use it is during a near-death situation, and that's because it drains so much energy. By the way, if that's the case, Doflamingo went up in tears for me as a character. He awakened his devil fruit, and it lasted a long ass time. He was trying to destroy an island while trying to fight Luffy. Doflamingo has risen in the tears, by the way. Think about that. If Law's talking about that, it takes too much energy, that it's too much for him. Doflamingo. Look at all he did with his awakened devil fruit. Think about that. So now that's happening, and you know, right now, they're like, listen, we got to use our waking abilities. Like, we have to do this. I have a plan. Let's go. So what happens is as Big Mom is ready to kill Kid, he does an attack called Kroom, and he puts like this. It looks like he puts the room on the sword. Okay, so we know the rules of room. If you're in it, he can transport you anywhere. Oh, I finally get what this does. Okay, so because the chapter really didn't explain what Law's awakening does. He just does it. Okay, in my opinion, maybe I missed something in the chapter where he explains it. I don't think it does. What I think it does, he puts the room over his sword, and it allows his sword to transport anywhere in someone's body, basically, or wherever. It allows the sword to transport anywhere, basically. I think. Again, I don't think the chapter explained, but that's my explanation of it. So he does this, does an anesthesia, puts it right through Big Mom's throat, like stabs her, right? And he does an incision right on the neck, right there, and he does like a shockwave all throughout her body, and does an attack inside her body instead of outside, which is really smart because Big Mom's hockey is insane. You can't do damage to her at all physically. So he does a shockwave, and Big Mom's like gassed, and she's smoke coming out of her body. She's bleeding. And of course, she's like, she can't speak. She's like, she would have bled, or whatever the case may be. So then Kid does his attack, and he's, you know, it goes a sign. And basically, he turns Big Mom into a magnet. And basically attracts all this metal to Big Mom, crushes her, and throws her right to the fucking ground. Now, here's the other thing, too. Yamato is there watching this happen. So there's a possibility Big Mom gets back up, Yamato joins his battle for a little bit, and then Law transports Yamato to the basement because of room, transports her down to the basement so they can get the weapons out. This is really crazy stuff. Really phenomenal chapter. Oda's doing a really good job with Kid and Law in this arc. I loved every minute of this chapter. This ending to this chapter was phenomenal. The fact that Law can turn someone into a magnet, the fact that Kid can turn him into a magnet, and that Law can turn his blade into like a room. I don't know. They need to explain that awakened devil fruit a little bit better. Maybe in the translation they do, but in this, I read this, they didn't. So phenomenal chapter, great way to end it. We're not on break next week, which is great. 5 out of 5, chapter 11 minute of this. Wano Kuni is my favorite arc of One Piece, hands down to me so far. Depending on how this arc ends, it's all dependent on the ending. This arc will probably go down as the best arc in One Piece to date, better than Marineford in my opinion, but it depends on the ending. Okay, I'm not saying that it is right now. I'm saying it depends on the ending. Okay, if the ending sucks, then it ain't gonna happen. If the ending's great, this is the best arc in One Piece, hands down. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful day. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, dislike the video, subscribe to my channel. I will have more One Piece content. Give me your thoughts. What do you think about Law's ability? What does it really mean? It's just him putting a room over an object, and he can just transport the sword anywhere. I think. I don't know. What do you think about Kid's ability? I think it's phenomenal. I think it's awesome. You know, it turns somebody into a magnet. It's just insane. And CP0 right now is on the move against Nico Robin. What happens there? Who intervenes there? And how do you think Orochi dies? Tell me. I mean, me personally, he's got 2 ways of dying. He already stabs him, or the island moves past Onigashima, and then it just falls and explodes because they weren't able to get the weapons out on time. And then from there, Orochi and maybe Kaido die together. Who knows? Definitely let me know your thoughts down below, and keep reading One Piece, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. This is a phenomenal chapter. To keep it up. We're not on break next week. I can't wait to read what 1031 has to offer us. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care. Bye.